It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
There was actually a show that we did. This is probably a couple of weeks ago now, and it was talking about like markers of success that would likely keep you out of poverty. What are some of those markers? And it's interesting. Number one marker that they listed that would decrease your likelihood of ending up in poverty later in life was graduating high school. So right there, even just sort of from a very base level wealth building, staying above the poverty line standpoint, graduating high school was a big one. It was one of the big three that they notated. So let's talk a little bit about what you can earn, right? So what are the lifetime earning opportunities by education level? And this is what we found, that if you have less than a high school degree, less than a high school diploma, and this is data from Georgetown University, the lifetime learnings on average is about $973,000 that you'll earn over a working career. And I think this was roughly a 40-year or so working career. So then the question becomes, if I do then make the choice to graduate high school, if I want to go sort of in that direction, how does that impact my ability to go out and earn a wage? How does that impact my ability to go create income? And we found that the average wages earned by someone with a high school diploma is $1.3 million. That's a $300,000 or a 33% pickup in those that did not finish with a high school diploma. I think that in and of itself, especially considering that high school is free, right? If you want to go into the public education system, that it seems almost crazy, dare I say, not to do that if it's going to set you up that much better.
And that's a great setup for that previous slide we had, where if you graduate high school, if you don't have children before 21 and you get married, I think we figured the stat on that is 97 and 98% way to avoid poverty.
That's right.
I mean, so those three things. So graduating high school is still something to be very much celebrated because it lifts you up past some of the traps or poverty concerns I think we all worry about.
And so then I think a lot of folks say, okay, well I get that. So obviously I'm gonna get my high school diploma. I'm gonna do that. But should I go get an advanced degree? Should I opt or elect to go to college to get some sort of increased degree? And this is what the data from Georgetown found, is that for folks who have some college, meaning they basically just step foot on a college campus, they have a lifetime earning potential of a little over $1.5 million. So just by stepping foot on campus, you increase your lifetime earnings by almost $250,000 over someone who just graduated high school. Well, then you take that a step further and say, okay, I don't just attend a few classes, but actually earn a degree. I get my associate, my 2-year degree. Lifetime earnings go from about $1.5 million up to about 1.7. And a lot of like community colleges, which will provide a mechanism where you can obtain an associate's degree, in states like Tennessee, offer it for free, so long as you can keep your grades above a certain level. So if you think about making the decision to not graduate high school all the way to, okay, I'm going to go to some college and I'm going to at least get a degree, an associate's degree, there's a big difference in lifetime earnings from $973,000 over your career to almost $1.7 million over your career.
Definitely an education hack is going to community college because it's so much more affordable. And as you can see, it also helps you economically. And then I love, because it's going to dovetail nicely into your bachelor's degree that's coming up next, is that there is a good education hack is you could go to community college, transfer to the big 4-year degree, where it costs a lot more to go to school those last 2 years. But guess what? Your diploma looks exactly like the people who've been there 4 and 5 years ahead of you. So it's definitely something to pay attention to with education.
So you can see that with a bachelor's degree, making the decision to go attain in most often cases a 4-year degree, your lifetime earnings go from $1.7 million over your career to $2.3 million. You take that a step further and go to your master's degree, your lifetime earnings go to almost $2.7 million. And then it's not depicted here, but we even have the numbers for doctoral. If you want to pursue a doctoral degree, lifetime earnings on average, according to Georgetown University, is about $3.2 million.
Yeah.
So we said, okay, well, that's great. Lifetime earnings. How can we quantify this in terms of wealth building? So we said, all right, let's just take these income levels and let's assume that they were earned evenly over the course of a working career. So over 40 years, if this is how much you earn, you just earned a set amount, these numbers divided by 40. And let's say that you were a fan of the Money Guy show and you said, you know what, I'm going to save 25% of the income I generate for the future, how does this increase in income translate to an increase in wealth? And what we found was, if we just assume a very conservative 8% rate of return over a 40-year working career, you can see that even those who have less than high school, if they can just save 25% of their gross income over the course of their working career, they can still have almost $1.8 million. So what this shows me is that wealth is attainable no matter your education level if you have the discipline to be able to save money. And you can see that as you go from less than a high school degree to a high school diploma, it goes to $2.4 million. And then to some college, $2.8 million of an ending portfolio. An associate's degree, 3.1, a bachelor's degree, 4.1, and then a master's degree. If you have that additional income and you save that 25%, you can have a retirement portfolio after 40 years of almost $5 million. Very different from the 1.7 for those with less than a high school degree.
Two big takeaways for me, you said it, is the fact that just this right here shows the power of time and money and discipline of if you will put the money to work, even if you don't earn a great income, it can still turn into something pretty substantial. But then the second point for me was, and you guys vetoed me in the content meeting, I wanted to put up the poster of all the supercars in the garage and then, and then the mansion in the background, because this is what they did to motivate all of us kids in the 80s, was all kids had these education that says, reason for higher education. We even put it in the poster of it, an updated poster in our intern room here at the office. If you come by and see the office,
you will see that poster on the wall.
But this is showing even, because it is a, 3 to 4 fold increase of the opportunity that education provides if you apply this correctly.